Indians had been witnesses to its long history of eruptive behavior. This led them to name the mountain, one from whom smoke comes, Smoking Mountain, Fire Mountain, and the most commonly used today, Keeper of the Fire. Even though there's a 4.1 magnitude earthquake centered beneath the volcano, newspapers completely ignore the earthquake because of President Carter's announcement on the Moscow Olympics boycott. Between March 27th and March 30th, there was a record of 79 earthquakes recorded on the mountain. On April 3rd, there were signs showing movement of magma in its dome. The crater was now 1,500 feet wide. Explosions of ash, rock, and ice chunks were almost a daily occurrence by this time. In late April, there was a noticeable bulge that grew an astonishing 5 feet per day. Red zones and blue zones were made for safety, but this didn't keep homeowners from threatening to break the roadblocks. On May 18, 1980, at 8:32 a.m., a 5.1 magnitude earthquake struck Mount St. Helens, causing it to go from the 9th highest peak to the 30th.
As you can tell probably from this picture, I'm walking towards the only light I can see on top of a ridge. I can hear the mountain behind me rumbling. It's an enormous mud and water slide came down and washed out the road. I never really thought I'd believe this or say this, but at this moment, I honest to God believe I'm dead.
Not only humans lost life, but so did animals and plants, including black-tailed deer, Roosevelt elk, black bears, and mountain goats. The destruction included 200 houses, 27 bridges, 185 miles of highway, and 15 miles of railroad tracks. Spirit Lake is now 100 feet above the surface before the eruption, and the surface area is now 2.5 times more than before. Logging was one of the hardest hit industries. Weyerhaeuser lost about 60,000 acres of trees, but after 2 years they were able to plant more than 18.4 million trees on 45,500 acres of land. Two years later, Congress steps in and established an area around Mount St. Helens that is 110,000 acres of land that is preserved so it can recover. The Mount St. Helens eruption could not have been prevented, but the deaths of the 57 people clearly could have been avoided.